kitchen floor first because I want that to be hoovered and dried, and then I can work my way up with all that mess. And while that's happening, I can do the rest of the floors. In my head, this makes sense. And clean the floor is gonna just be like an easy thing to check off my list before I tackle the big shit. So that's the plan. I don't know if it's gonna work out, but you know, wish me luck, I guess. This is insane that I'm tasking myself to clean my entire house, which is not huge, I will say that, but it is quite large. We have a 2-bedroom with a nice full living room, dining and kitchen that's all separate, but kind of open. I'm not gonna clean the 2nd bedroom because that's my husband's office. It's pretty clean, he recently did that himself. So it's mostly gonna be kitchen, dining, living room, and bedroom. And the bedroom is filthy because the only time we get to really clean is when my son's sleeping and he sleeps in our bedroom. So we don't get to clean that room as much as we should. So that'll be the task. Okay. All right, I don't have time for this. Let's go. Hoover behind your trash, people. It shouldn't have to be said, but please do it. Because I just feel like just trying to be as sustainable as possible by not just having like a Swiffer pad or something they just have to keep throwing away. And this you can clean, you can wash it in the laundry, and you can just continue doing it, and it's really easy to clean instead of like having like another external like buckets I have to clean. You can just, it's velcroed on to the stick and then you can use that. We do have a cleaner for this, but I also use my window cleaner version of my Branch Basics, which I think is really good for the floor because it just doesn't leave that much streakage. But you know, do you, but highly recommend. And for a room like this, I pretty much clean twice. I might do 2 or 3 rounds, depending on how clean I think or how dirty I think the floor is. We do clean the floor quite often, but if you live in the city, you know that, and this is the same when we lived in New York as well, it gets super dusty super easy. And when you live in LA where you have the windows open all the time because it's actually quite nice weather, gets dusty and polleny and all that stuff super fast. So you gotta clean all the time. Plus a baby, all the time. But it's worth it to have nice, fresh, clean floors and a clean home. This is definitely the dirtiest that I usually leave the house. But if you watched my last video, you'll know that I've been kind of, I don't want to say I've been suffering from depression because I'm not, you know, a doctor, so I don't know what I'm going through, but I've been having a little bit of a hard time and taking care of myself and then my son and my family and all that. So cleaning has definitely taken a back burner, but usually I'm just super particular about my space. And now that I'm a stay-at-home mom, I'm always in the space. It's not like I'm going off to work, I'm only home for a few hours of the day. We're always home, so that leaves for more chance of making things dirty. That also just means that I have to sit in the grime, and it's just not mentally like good for me. I don't think it's good for anyone to be a mess. So I'm just trying to get back into keeping things nice and orderly and keeping my mind just a little bit more clear, because when my house is cluttered, I can't think straight. I'm like really short with my husband or my son, and that's not the kind of person and the family household that I want to be in and to create. So this hour, I'm wasting time talking. So I just need to like keep speeding and you just watch me do all the stuff that I'm doing. First round of mopping. Not too dirty, right? Not bad, but it needs another go. Feels clean, guys. Feels real nice and clean. I'm gonna leave this here, and now we're going to tackle this mess. So we're gonna do dishes first. We do have some dishes in the dishwasher, but for the most part, I'm gonna hand wash everything here. So 1, put that away. 2, wash. Put that away too. I need to put that on a wire rack so it doesn't get steamy on the bottom, which I did a little. Great. And then do all of these dishes, put everything away. I haven't even finished cleaning the coffee machine this morning. That's how frazzled I am, guys. And then all of this up here. Maybe do that last in the kitchen. And then put these away. Find a home for these beautiful tomatoes. And then maybe try to tackle that little corner too. All right, let's go. And onto this mess. It is a little embarrassing how messy this got, but that's just life, right? You know? I'm just gonna wipe some of this flour off. If you're interested in learning how to make bread, this one here is something that I made without a recipe. I kind of just like went by feel. There's a bit of a crunch. Yep. And she's kind of thick. She's nice. I'm pretty excited about this one. This fermented for about a week, so it should be nice and flavorful. It did smell a little bit like beer when I was molding it, which is a good indication that there was some good fermenting going on. So if you want some like intuition style baking tips, I'm happy to share. Someone who makes like recipes for a living, I actually don't like following them very much. So it's not the best thing, but I really do love just experimenting and seeing how things go. This is my third attempt, so I had a dough that I can make 3 loaves out of. The first attempt I did ferment, well, not I didn't ferment, I like proofed it a little too long, I think. So I just like left it on the counter while the oven was heating, maybe like an extra 20-30 minutes longer than I should have. So it kind of just started to spread because it was quite high in like hydration, so there was a lot of water in it. But this one, I didn't do that, and I covered and molded the bread using a lot more flour than I did last time. I did use oil once, which didn't help anything. It just kind of like helped it slide and become more flat. It was kind of like a sad little dough bread. It tasted good, but this one has a nice little rise to it and some crackle. So I'm really excited about it. But anyway, back to this. I feel like at this point I can put these back in my baking cupboard. Could probably put this here. These are the IKEA like concentrates, but I love elderflower and it's quite hard to find in stores. So I just got them, and I have this one too. Bilberry drink concentrate. It is artificially flavored. This one is straight up, but whatever. I mean, I'm probably gonna put it in a cocktail, so we're not doing it for a health elixir, you know what I'm saying? What else do we have? We have like my smoked salt that I have down here, my like nutmeg that I bought in bulk for a recipe I was developing last year, which actually just got published like a month or 2 ago. Oh my god, it's like 2 months ago already. I need to be better at sharing these things with you guys. But yeah, it got published by Today Food, which was super exciting. It was my nutmeg cake. I will link it in my description box. But it is, and I'll show maybe some like pop-ups here so you can see what it looks like. It's like a coconut nutmeg cake. It has like a little personal story about reconnecting with my dad, who I haven't spoken to in like 21 years. And how I just like found him. My mom helped me get his contact, and we kind of like reconnected a little bit. Obviously it's a slow thing because I haven't really spoken to him or had a relationship, I should say, with him since I was 4. So it's a little like uncomfortable, but not in the sense of, I don't know how to really explain it, but it's a little uncomfortable just because we don't know each other, and I think he expects me to be a certain way, but I'm definitely more of a closed off person, and it takes me a long time to warm up to people. But we are going to Jamaica, and that's where he lives, that's where he's from. So I'm excited to get to know a little bit. We're gonna hang out with him for a couple of days and have my son meet him, which I think will be just really lovely. And this is the whole reason why I'm doing all of this, is because I didn't get to grow up with my culture, but I want my son to experience every part of his. So that's what we're doing. This I haven't cleaned in lots of time has passed, so it's really dirty. So I'm just gonna put that here. That's one level. And like, do I really need this Vitamix out? Not really, but it's such a bitch to just have to bring it out and put it back. I'm just being lazy. I should do it. I'm being lazy. I'm gonna put it away. That was not as hard as I made it seem like it was. And that's the thing, like, again, I don't want to say depression, but when it comes to things like that, and when you're in that state of mind, every little thing feels like the biggest project. And I just don't want it to be that way. So this is, like, this is like filthy. I don't know why it's in here. So these are things that I would put in the dishwasher. So, dishwasher pile over here. So that was like my baking sweets kind of shelf that I made. And then I have this shelf, which has like my vinegars. It's mostly vinegar. It's mostly vinegar and fish sauce. But that's like, that's like the best of cooking. I just want to wipe these down because they are a bit dusty. One of these is like way too old. Used by September 29, 2023. All right, we have time. Used by November 2023. I wish there was a way that I can just combine these. I'm not doing that right now though. All right, what's this? All right, everything is 2023, so it's not as old and crusty as I thought everything was gonna be. And then I have this shelf too, so I'm just gonna quickly rinse these. And while that time lapse was happening, my alarm just went off. So it is now 10:39 and I've been cleaning for an hour, but I feel like I've been chatting for like 40 of those minutes. So I put on another 40 minutes. So that's that. I'm not gonna apologize for it. This is my video, I'm making the rules. So as I go. This is like my phone charger that my mom got me. It's cute. I can charge 2 things at once, but it obviously slows down the charge for both because it's just kind of like one pipeline for it, but that's fine. So I usually just like kind of leave it. I try not to be on my phone a lot when I'm like with my son for obvious reasons. You know, you want to be as present as possible. This age is just super cute and precious, and I feel like it's already going by way too fast. So trying to be more present and be a better mama for him. And aren't these super cute? I was actually watching With Love Lynn's video where she was like cleaning up some stuff or doing something in her kitchen, and I saw that she had these, which kind of like tickled me because I really love her aesthetic, and the fact that we had something like matching by accident just like made me like really happy for some reason. But if you like this, it is in my Amazon shop. It's super easy. You do have to assemble it, but it's like 4 screws, super sturdy. One holds like all of these like pretty heavy glass bottles, and no complaints with them. And they kind of stack with each other. I'll show you. So they kind of stack. So if you want, you can have it kind of come out like this. Maybe I should do it like this so you can see a little bit better. So it kind of stacks like this, which is cute. I just kind of like leave it like this because I need as much space to organize. I'm just going to lightly spray. This is my Branch Basics. So this is a thing that I use on the floor as well. Not religiously, but I just feel like something nice, and I know that it's actually killing some germs, and so just like cleaning it. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember what's in the bonnet because I've had it for years, but both are fine. Just gonna do a little spray on the towel and just wipe it. Because like when you have things that's out in the kitchen, like I don't know if any of you've noticed this, but there's a lot of like oily grime that builds up. And you can see it on the walls as well, which is like not very cute, and it's just unnecessary. So that oily gut kind of attracts dust, and all that just creates like a dirty environment. I do like to curate this where I have the items that I use the most, which is like my fish sauce. I do love white wine vinegar, and I love my red vinegar, obviously soy sauce, my cooking wine, I'll put right next to, and then these little fish sauces, I should use them. They're just not my favorite, so maybe it's something that I would do to make like a stew or something. That way it kind of like cooks cooks more and then develops like a deeper flavor. Oyster sauce, And apple cider vinegar, I do like to cook with it or like make like a dressing, but for the most part I just use it for cleaning. Just like how I have this guy to clean with, and then I have this baking soda to bake with. Mostly because this one I think just came out faulty and it was just super clumpy, so it was really hard for me to like measure anything. I think I'm actually going to put these, because they're all open, so I can't put them somewhere where my son has access to them. I'm going to put them underneath my shelf. And this, and this, and these two containers are going to go down. I got this Columbia sea salt by my husband Josh's aunt Connie. She was like my favorite, one of my favorite humans. She's just super sweet and love oozes out of her. And she gave that to us when we were driving through from Austin to LA. We lived in Austin for a year, in 2020 to 2021. That's where I had my son. And it was just like when you meet someone and you instantly feel at ease and comfortable and at home, like she's just one of those people. So I keep that. I do use it, but I'm also like taking my time with it because I don't want it to run out, because it's a full memory. It makes me feel happy when I see it. So I leave it there, accessible for me. And now these go away. And like, I'm putting them haphazardly because I don't have time for all that. Am I talking too much? I feel like, I don't know if you're interested in these kind of videos, but I did have time to shoot, but I didn't have the space to shoot in. So now that my kitchen's clean, maybe in the last hour I can like shoot a recipe video. But this is the content that I have time for this week for you. But if you like it, please give a thumbs up. If you're new here, subscribe, that would be awesome. And I don't know, say hi or whatever. You don't have to, but it's always nice to hear what you guys have to say and what you think, and any tips of like keeping things like your house organized or clean. Like obviously I'm a fairly new mom. My son is gonna be 2 in May, and I honestly don't know what I'm doing. I'm throwing shit to the wall, shit on the wall, throwing shit to the wall, throwing stuff onto the wall, whatever. You know what I mean. I'm trying to do my best, and I'm figuring out like one day at a time, literally. So I need to hydrate. Okay, what is my next thing? I did want to empty the dishwasher, but honestly that's something that I can do with my son home. And I want to be doing things that I can't do, or it's just harder to do when my son's home. So I guess my next thing is just clean the rest of the floors. I also have the dining table. It is absolutely just cluttered with crap. So I do want to do that next. Alright, I'm going to do the floor, and then I'll come back to you when I'm organizing my table. The floors are looking gorgeous. Just waiting for the living room floors to dry before I put my rug up there. And now we got this situation. Everything has a home. This goes in the living room. For now, I need to organize that. This is like a little memory thing I want to keep. This is a part of an earring. I'm going to keep that here. Bathroom. I'm just going to do a time lapse because literally, like, we have a box for his art. This open wipes doesn't need to be here. His jacket, like everything has a home. So we're just going to do. So like something like this, I took out from the packaging, the PR packaging. I got gifted these like, it's called Gem. They're like different flavored, like edible little snacks really. And it's supposed to be good for you. It has like pretty clean ingredients, a lot of like omega this and blah 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 blah. So, and probiotics and all that good stuff. So there's like a bunch of different flavors that they gave me, and I was just gonna do an Insta story, but I've been like procrastinating for like 3 weeks, which is ridiculous because they did gift me something. So try not to be super rude, and you know, be a grown-up and shout out brands that give me things that I was really interested in and would have bought myself to try. But these are the things that I'm dealing with, where I've been just procrastinating for like weeks because my headspace wasn't in the right place. So hopefully this is just gonna help, you know? Like these things, art, magazine, oh my god. So new Bon Appetit came, and for some reason, like, I haven't been able to read too much about, or I haven't been able to read anything really. Now you can see like a real stain. This sweatshirt stained. It's just my cleaning sweatshirt. But I opened up, or I was like reading through, and I saw this recipe. It's like soy braised black lentils. I used, I think green lentils, but black and green, I think they kind of like can do the same thing in this recipe anyway, but you just like cook the lentils with like some water, some soy sauce, and then some garlic, and then you can add in like a little bit of sugar and keep stirring, and it kind of gets like sweet and savory and earthy and jammy, and it's really good. We called it, I gave it to my son and he absolutely loved it. We called it candy lentils because it really is just like so sweet. But lentils are so good for you. I was like, yes, thank you for this recipe. So I love Bon Appetit. Like, there's a lot of like shit about them as a company and as Condé Nast as, you know, a whole conglomerate, but the people who work there are really genuine, amazing creatives, and you might not think that you can find a recipe for like your toddler or baby, but it might spark something in you. This particular recipe, obviously, I used pretty much to the T, and it was something that was perfect for my son. But like, just because you're making food for your baby, it doesn't have to be bland. Give it some flavor. You know, if he's eating snacks, which he probably is at this point if you have a toddler, a little bit of sodium in soy sauce when he's eating lentils, which is one of the healthiest foods in like our like acknowledgement of food history and nutrition. Don't quote me on that. Then like fuck it. Like, my kid's eating cheese puffs, little soy braised lentils. I will take that any day. 3 glass windows mirrors is what it's for. But because it's light in the chemical, like I can use the green, which is the all-purpose, but I don't even want too much chemicals on the table where we eat. And I clean it quite often, and sometimes I do use like dish soap, like Dawn. But for now, the table's pretty clean. I cleaned it last night, or where we eat anyway. So there's no like food or oil splatter or crumbs or anything like that. It is like almost grey. It's pretty gross. I'm only halfway through the table. And that's only because we have windows here that I have opened usually, just to get some fresh air. And it's LA, and there's a lot of soot. Like, this should be like yellow white. Yuck. I love a clean table, but because we don't have like our credenzas kind of displaying our books, which I actually want to change that around. I think we have too much stuff up there. But because of that, we just have to put a lot of our like, you know, bags or knickknacks or stuff like that. Like this is like a drop zone. And I want to change that. So giving a little space on the credenza in the living room would do the trick. I'm also wiping down my chairs over here because we never use them unless we have people coming over. And we usually wipe it down obviously before they come, but sometimes we forget. So I just try to stay up to date with that kind of stuff, you know? This is Dad's chair, but River is very keen. We drew on the back of this. It's not really gonna come off that easy. That's fine. We're not doing that right now. This is this little step stool / table. Some bits of dirt here. So much nicer. Post shower. I'm just kind of preparing for my son to come home so I can put him down for his nap. But I kind of did a little extra cleaning off camera. Cleaned my bathroom a little bit, which it needed it a lot. Not a lot. I did a section of the cleaning. I cleaned the tub. I do that at least once a week, but try to do it more often because my son does bathe in there, in the tub, almost every day, or every day, I should say. So, just want to keep it nice and fresh for him. We have really airy blinds, or curtains, I should say. I love them, but it gets quite bright in the afternoon when the sun is kind of moving over. So what I do is I kind of use some blankets. I tried getting some blackout curtains, but it was like way too heavy and kind of like maybe a little bit depressed having such like dark things. Yes, we have a TV in our bedroom. We don't actually use it half as much as we used to when River was much younger. Now he kind of wants to watch TV with us. we either put him down first and then we might watch something on like very low, and like we'd bring the brightness down really low too. So it's not as like immersive and exciting, I think, especially for Josh, who kind of works in like the entertainment industry. He wants to be, you know, more immersed. It's like me watching like a cooking video or something, right? So you want it to be a little bit more exciting and immersive and all that. I thought I could hear them coming in. So what I am doing is just, the bedroom's pretty much cleaned up. There's a pile of clothes over there. We won't mention that. I'll clean that later. This is my bathroom branch basics. None of this BB talk is sponsored. Coming! They're home! But none of this BB talk is sponsored, so I really love it, I promise. She sounds mad. So it's almost 6:10 and baby and husband came home. I put him down for a nap and we met up with a friend and his baby. This quality is really bad right now. Nope, it's just the lighting. Oh well. But we met up with our friends and we hopped around a little bit. We went to go get a margarita and a beer and dumplings and then gelato. And today has been truly just a chill day. And I'm just really grateful for having this day and have communicated the way that I did with my husband, because not having any family to help with baby life and mom life is really difficult. Having my husband just step in and just like relieving me of my duties for just one day, even if it's just once every couple of weeks or 2 weeks or once a week. We'll see if we'll do it once a week. But it's just really nice, you know, to be able to do that and kind of dip in and out of being with family. Like right now, they went to the local park to play, and I decided to just go home, just walking down the street alone, enjoying this like sunset that I see to my right, and it's so beautiful. I'm just feeling quiet. Like, it's never quiet for me, you know? And as an only child and as an introvert, it's like really nice. It's really nice. And it's good to have that balance, you know? And I wanted to add this at the end of this video because like sure I was like productive and did a mad clean for like 2 hours. Like I only wanted to do a little bit, like an hour, but ended up being most of the time that they were out. I did get to shower and all that, which was nice, but I did pretty much put myself to work the entire time that they were out, which means I didn't have time for myself. So this little walk and dipping in and out and hanging out with my family and friends and having like a really nice time. Oh, thank you, neighbor light. This is nice. It just makes me feel whole and at peace. I feel very calm. So I have like another few more minutes of this walk. I'm going to put my phone away and then just walk slowly and enjoy the quiet and enjoy the sunset and how the sky changes colors from blue to yellow to green to orange and red. And I hope that this kind of brought a little bit of joy. I hope you enjoyed the music for a little bit of a vibe, and I will see you next time. Bye. Oh, are they gonna race? Yeah? Mama say 1, 2, 3, go!